You like being heard. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on our team call. We are so excited to hear a male testimony tonight, and I'm ready for it. I first met is Dominican Republic the first time I had the honor of hanging out with you?
Yes. Well, we're not sure if we did or not because that Saturday morning I didn't acknowledge your existence and all that jazz. But, you know,
it is 100% true. 100% true. You guys, I hung out with them and had the best time ever. My husband and I had a little tiff, and then he passed out and missed our steak dinner and everything. That was great. All the Scots and Arms took me in, and I hung out all night. We had a blast. And then the next morning, I see him, and he say hi, and he acts like he has no idea who I am. So I'm like, I don't know that there's a lot of men here with one leg that are walking around that I hung out with. I feel like that's who I was with, but I did drink a lot. But I feel like, and so he was good though. He explained later that he didn't know where things were with Rob and I, and we were actually walking together at the time. So he was like doing the manly thing, like, I don't know who she is. And I was just like,
defense, I wasn't with him at the time, and so then he's like some man walking up to somebody's wife of going, yes. Hey, we had a good time last night.
I know, like you handled it like a champ, but I left kind of going, huh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's go back.
Let's just go back to the hot tub. Oh, there you go. You like how I set you up?
Well, it was certainly a fun trip.
That's why we all have to be on the cruise to the Bahamas. More fun like that.
February. Okay. Yes. I'll try to get some time off. So let's see. I've never been on one of these calls. So Lori said I have no more than 5 minutes, and I try not to be too long-winded. So my life before and after Plexus. So before Plexus, I was not one of those people that had gut issues, but I had high blood pressure. I didn't sleep real well. 2:00 in the afternoon, I had to have a cup of coffee or soda water or something to wake myself up. And after, I don't know, it was probably 2 weeks doing whatever. I just take whatever she gives me for the most part.
Triplex.
Yeah, thank you. 2 weeks after being on that, I noticed, hey, I don't need a cup of coffee in the afternoon. I don't need a Coke in the afternoon. Matter of fact, we don't drink very many Cokes anyway, but I had gotten to where I would drink one every other day just to kind of get myself back in caffeinated and sugared up so I could finish my day. Then another thing, 2 months, I think, before we started the products, I'd actually gone to the doctor. My blood pressure was nuts. It was 170 over 110, and that was sustained over a pretty long period of time because I just wasn't exercising a whole lot, but I had just kind of let myself go rogue. And the doctor said, look, you got 3 weeks. And if your blood pressure is not down 30 points on the top and 20 on the bottom, I'm going to put you on blood pressure meds. I'm like, well, crap. So I don't remember exactly what, again, she probably upped my slim, upped a couple of other things. And when I went back in, lo and behold, it was down. It wasn't where either one of us wanted it, but it had come down to probably 130 over 80 something, which it's not where it needs to be, but it's tolerable. And that's a pretty substantial drop. And ever since then, when I go to the dentist, because I got a toothache and everything's going nuts, my blood pressure is staying pretty stable. 120s over 80s, 130s over 80s. And I sleep better. That's for dead gum sure, because used to, I'd wake up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and just kind of sit there and look at the ceiling and go, wow, this is neat. I'm going to get up and go work. And that quit. So without going too long. That's
Yeah, he was taking Triplex, Mega X, and X Factor.
and Vital Biome.
Well, he started Vital Biome later, but
I did.
for blood pressure, when his blood pressure came down, that's what now he takes everything, but he takes collagen.
I think she's trying to turn me into a woman.
No, whatever.
That's so awesome. And I love what you said, because it's the same in our house. Rob just takes whatever I hand him, and the thing is almost every time that I get the same response, and we're how many years into this? He's like, "What are you giving me?" And I'm like, "Poison?" When does this question end? Like, when does the question, "What are you giving me?" end?
Yeah, he says, "Give me my cyanide."
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what do you think that I'm giving you? Okay. What? Thank you so much. And you're welcome to share anything else. If there's anything else, we have time.
So I do know what I'm taking now. I just.
You do?
Give me them pills.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I want to drop this in there real quick.
Okay.
So I have chronic back pain, and I have two really fantastically jacked up shoulders. And like to the point where sometimes at night, if I slept wrong one way, I would wake up and couldn't move my arm. And I jacked my back up trying to pick up a jet ski trailer several years ago when I was, thought I was young and strong, and my back had never been the same. And so bad so that I still can't feel my left leg from my hip to my knee from a jacked up disc. But I've been taking nerve for several years now, and between the nerve and the collagen, I don't have back pain. I still have a jacked up disc that's not gotten fixed, and my doctor's like, there's really nothing to do with it. It's just compressed. It's not ruptured. Keep living your life and doing what you want to do. But my shoulders don't give me fits either. So, and I know that's the collagen, because the minute I started taking it, my shoulders quit acting up.
that's huge. That is so huge, because so often I have people say, "Well, what am I taking the collagen for?" And that's really, really awesome. Yay. And because you feel so good, you're going to go have a great time in Greece.
I'm looking forward to it.
Like traveling when you feel like garbage is not fun.
Especially a 12-hour plane ride.
Yeah. So you guys have the best, most amazing time. Thank you for sharing your story. You're amazing. I love you guys. And I will see you on the next trip. Okay. Bye, guys. Travel safe. Okay, so our win list this week, unless you guys want to share some kind of fun win, our only added ambassador from last week, Vicky added one. So a little bit of slump, but as you guys remember, the week before, our list went on and on and on. So it is what it is. We're moving into Magic Week. Last week, we talked about you guys all looking at your subscriptions and figuring out, what that looked like, where your points were going to end, so that you could decide how many people you needed to talk to over whatever we were at, like 14 days or 17 days last week, right? Did anybody do a good job with that? Judy's being honest. She's saying no. Anybody do a good job looking at where their points were going to end? I so appreciate your honesty. And that's going to lead me to, really, I want to open this up for discussion, because what I thought about different things to talk about tonight. And really what I wanted to do is have a real open dialogue about what makes sense for you guys. What would be the most helpful to you guys in working towards Earning Leaders Retreat? Because I think it makes sense. Our jewel call is tomorrow, so I think I'll probably know more about what's Shay. I don't know if you, as a diamond, know any of the credits or any of the rules yet now, but it doesn't really matter.
No, I know nothing.
Okay, but we do
Yet.
know that anybody, will start for retention.
Yeah.
And so a couple thoughts I've had are, I know some teams do work with me's once or twice a week. Some teams do them 4 days a week. That would wear me out if I had to lead them all. But if different people wanted to lead one every week, I don't know if that's helpful. I don't know. I know in the past we have done things like accountability chats, where it's in a chat, and my thought would be that you're doing the winning day and you're submitting, whether you've done it or not, how much you've done in the chat. In the past, we've also done where we pair people up and it's just you and one other person cheering each other on. And sometimes those work great because both people are all in, and sometimes you're with somebody who isn't, like if you're stuck with me, like Christina, how do you say her last name? I'm gonna jack it up. It's Jimenez. Do you know who I'm talking about? She was pretty active for a long time. She and I got paired up, goodness, in 2016. And that poor girl, because like every day I was like, well, did you do this? Have you done this? What about this? How and that poor, I cannot imagine like if it's just one-on-one and somebody is stuck with me because, well, it's me. So I want to open the floor. Do we want any kind of anything for leaders, people working towards leaders retreat? And obviously we'd open it up to everybody, but as leaders that are showing up on these calls every week, what do you think is the most helpful for you, for your team? Is it nothing? Do we just say, everybody try your best? Do we try to organize something? That's what I would like to know. What do you want?
When you were talking about, you asked when you paired with that other girl and you said, well, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? What are those things that you're asking her that they have done?
Well, at the time,
I don't think I know the gamut or things that would make the difference. Maybe I'm the only one, and that's okay.
No, at the time, there was a certain, we called them the IPA sheets, but the income producing activity sheets, and that's similar to, now I have the winning day, which I think is more intense than any IPA sheet we've ever had because was designed for high achievers.
Okay.
Not like you're not going to give somebody the winning day and ask them to fill it out if they're brand new, because it's, unless they're like, hey, I want to go Emerald in 6 months, then you're like, hey, you should do these things, right? So, but it's those things, the reach outs, the posting, so that would be it. Like if she wouldn't.
Okay, I got my list. I do most of it. I don't say 100%, but I do my list.
Yeah, so that it would just be that. Like if she hadn't posted anything, of what she did that day, I would check in with her. Heather, what do you got?
I like the work with me thing. And again, like you, I wouldn't want to like volunteer myself to lead all of them, but there's enough leaders on this call alone that if we split it up, and I would even say a couple of times a week, mainly because let's be honest, if we want to earn leaders retreat, it's going to take more than just a one-man show, right? So like I can't earn it just on my own. I need teams to help me. And I'm driving, but I'm looking and I don't see one single person of my team on this call. So I need, and I think we all need to recruit team members to row the boat with us, right? And just by giving them a to-do list, I don't think it's happening right now. And I think we're gonna have to handhold a little bit, I think the work with me's also provide accountability. So instead of just saying like, oh, did you do this? Or, hey, at the end of the day, let me know if you did this. It's actually like, okay, let's and we can even market it, if you will, of like earn a cruise working an hour a day, and if you just set aside an hour a day and you just knock it out. Now, it's not going to be a work with me where we just chit chat and have fun, but it's like, okay, well, I'm setting the timer, 10 minutes, go comment on, everybody that the green light thing, go do that, warm up your algorithms. Okay, now we're going to make a post. Now we're going to do this, and we go through, either it's the win the day thing or the IPA sheets or whatever, depending on what level you have, on the call. I just think that's going to actually put the pedal to the metal. Is that the term? Like actually like make it go, everybody rowing in the same direction, as opposed to just, because let's think about it. We're all still, I would think, trying to earn the leaders retreat now because of these people count for retention, right? I wasn't on the call last week. My bad. Got carried away with a family situation, and I looked up and it was like 8:45. But you gave a homework last week, apparently, and to my understanding, no one did it, right? So just saying like do these things, probably even for the best of us, isn't working. So let's get on a call and handhold and row together and earn that darn cruise.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I share it more openly on book study, but it's just, it is hard. I do these calls every week. An hour ago, I texted 7 different people on my team with the Zoom meeting ID. Nobody from my team is showing up. Nobody on my team is on book study. And I'm like, they don't even know how cool I am. Like, I could be so helpful to people on my team and nobody's showing up. Right. Like, it's like, so I don't disagree with you. And I think if we, divided them up and kind of maybe had some daytime ones and some evening ones, and everybody had their
have accountability partners, but not so much of like on our own, but like, let's say my accountability partner's Judy. I'm going to like message Judy, go, Judy, there's 2 work with me calls this week. Which one can you get on? Let's get on it together. Let's do it together. Let's, and work with me.
She froze, right? She froze, not me. Okay. So Judy, what do you think?
I agree with the whole concept of having the work with me. I don't know that we want to do it too intensely during the week. I think you're going to have people that are like, no, I'm out. I think that while I personally would absolutely love to do that, I'll be honest with you, I have to drive my father everywhere right now, and he's got 20,000 appointments, and my husband's having surgery. And I'll be honest with you, if you don't give me a list, and I don't know how to fit more in me. I was, and I know where I am right now, which makes me feel bad because I definitely want to. I'm hoping September is better.
Don't
August,
feel
I'm
bad.
ready to be done with.
What's going on with your dad is, just don't ever apologize for any of that. Just don't give it a second thought.
Well, I do, but I think
but don't.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of what we do. Shay, what do you think?
Me unmute myself. I think that's a great idea. I think something like that, like the work with me, where people can just schedule a time that they know, because days get away from you. Like, you want to sit down and you want to work, but then something happens and you've got to take your dad to 20,000 appointments in one day, or your kids to doctor's appointments or whatever. But hey, if you can block out like a 15-minute, 30-minute, however long it's going to be, to sit down with somebody, be like, okay, now, just like Heather was saying, okay, go like let's warm up the algorithm, go like these posts now, like, whatever the tasks may be. I think that would be definitely helpful. So I do like that idea.
Okay. Judy?
Going back to what Shay suggested about, having, if y'all have a go list of things that we should do and how long they should do it, then I think, anybody could wing through this And like I'm thinking, surely Saturday morning I could do something. There's no doctor's appointments that happen on Saturday. Um, so I'm in there trying to figure out how to make this work, because I agree. I think the group ones, I dial in. They do those on, is it the Academy?
Mhm.
The Plexus Academy? They do them there also. And I've jumped into a couple of those and found them very helpful and inspiring.
Yeah.
So
And
I think it has great value.
my experience is once I sit down and start to work, I tend to continue to work longer than I thought. My problem is sitting down to work. Like I look right now and I'm like, it's August 20th. And I'm like, what in the world have I done? Where did the last 20 day goes? Oh my gosh, now I have 11 days. I need to, you know what I'm saying? So, okay. So I think most of us like the idea of a work with me. I think we need to probably flush out as leaders when and when, right? And so maybe we each take a day, and Judy, I don't mean you, but as leaders, we'll be like, okay, hey, Shay, you got this day. Laura, you got this day. It's a day when you're not working. Heather, you got this day. And, I really love to make things convenient for other people, but then I tend to resent it. So it could be that when it's your day, but try to be consistent, you get to decide. Like for Heather, if she's driving around every night picking up kids from dance and practice and this and that, she can't lead a work with me, at night, because she's doing this, toting kids everywhere, and so based on our schedules, that I think that would allow for, hey, maybe there's some lunchtime ones and maybe there's some evening ones, and we have multiple work with me's that are available for people, maybe sometimes even more than one a day. Like I might like to do a 9 a.m. one for people that get up and want to knock it out. And then Laura, because her kids are bigger now, might say, hey, I'm going to do a 8 p.m. one because I can't. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think we probably will make a plan and get it going, because I think, and I do love how Heather said, like, give me an hour a day and I'm going to get you on that cruise, because we know, especially if people first get started and they give us 5 hours a week, you can get a lot done in 5 hours a week when you're brand new to Plexus, right?
Yeah.
You're not checking perks reports. You're not checking credit card declines. You are legit just reaching out to people. You're not putting out fires. I had one lady message me yesterday. Like she had messaged me on Friday. We were heading out of town. I was out of town. And so on Monday morning at like 6 a.m., I get like question mark, question mark, question mark. And I'm like, there is no Plexus emergency. Like I am out of town with my family. You asked me if I wanted to buy your old, product. Like new people, they don't deal with any of that stuff. They just get to reach out. So I think we will work on a strategy tomorrow and put it out there, because I think ending August strong is huge, and it lays the foundation for people that want to earn the cruise. Starting flat-footed on September 1st is hard, right? But if we start now, it's only 11 extra days, but 11 extra days in network marketing is a lifetime, right? Especially if you already know what to do. It can be, for our brand new people, it's like having my own emoji in my videos. Hey, go take a shower.
Dancing is more fun.
I know.
Showers,
Heather, did you raise
baby.
your hand again, or is it still up from last time?
No, I raised it again, but
Okay.
yeah, phrased it, then you said exactly what I was going to say is like, yeah, we need to do that now. Like, I think we need to get on all of our team pages and promote the cruise and like get people excited, see who wants to earn it working an hour a day, you know, and kind of get our list together and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then we can hit it hard, you know, all the prep work needs to happen now. Getting accountability, you know, out of everybody that wants to earn it. Now let's match people up with partners or whatever, accountability partners, decide amongst the leaders who's going to do the calls and get it on a schedule. And then, you know, and if you're accountability partner, if we decide we want to do that, I think it's a good idea. I might just do it with my team if nobody else does it. But, you know, even if you both can't, like on my team, I know like Angela's homeschooling and Tracy teaches, and, you know, they might not be able to do it at the same time as I can, but at least we're checking in with each other and saying, hey, did you see Christy's leading one at 7 o'clock on Thursday? Can you attend that one? You know, or Shay's doing one at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. Can you do that one? And just making sure that we all see everything and we're doing it and, you know, plugging in and doing the things.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think as we end this call, what I would love to see happen, like tonight, tomorrow, is each of us going on and sharing what we've loved about past leaders retreat and why, because new people don't know why they want to earn it. People who have never earned it don't know why. You know, some people are like, oh, free trip, that'll be great. Some people have scarcity mindset. So think of the people who have such scarcity mindsets who are like, I wouldn't be able to get off work anyway, so I'm not going to try for it. Right? Or I can't, those people exist. They are plentiful. The people who are just, they're going to shut it down rather than potentially try and fail. My husband wouldn't be able to get off work anyway, so I'm not going to try. Those people exist until they see, oh, this looks amazing. This looks like something. And I think sharing multiple stories over the next, like go on the team pages, go lives, make posts, whatever. Like for me and my family, my first leaders retreat was Washington, D.C. So that was Rob's first experience with Plexus. And I was still super sick. So he was with me and I wasn't even able to do all of the events. But he tells the story of like walking through DC where the streets were shut down and going, this company's going to go broke. Like how are they affording to do this? And he kept saying, if they can sustain this, this is legit, you know. And he went to the meetings with me again because of my illness. And he just kept saying, he left that first leaders retreat going, this is legit. You can do this. You should do this. He felt the energy. He heard from Tarl and Alec, like being in that environment changes things. And, you know, and I try to tell people it's different than convention because anybody that can go to convention. Anybody who wants to spend $100 can go to leaders retreat. You're surrounded by people who hustled, who dug deep, who wanted it for this time period. And that's huge. To earn a trip is ginormous. There's a pride that you take with it, and you walk around and you're surrounded by other people who, you know, are working hard and understand the grind and what it feels like and what rejection feels like and what success feels like. And it just, leaders retreat feels different. And so I think if you can talk to your people who are not on this call and ask them, hey, would you share your experience of leaders retreat on the page? That will maybe revive people. It might be people who haven't worked in a while, might share, like find a picture, you know, and you can send it to them. Hey, I don't know if you have any pictures saved. I found this one of us. Would you be willing to just write a little bit about your experience? Like that third party validation. Clearly me telling people to get on these calls or go to work on my team is not working. So I would love for them to hear. And again, like Heather said, we got to bring new people. We got to put new people in our boat But as new people get in our boat, there's nothing like that to light a fire underneath our old people.
Yeah, and I think I don't know when they're going to release the information. I, I don't know if it's going to be on the Jewel call tomorrow or not. But once we know and we can roadmap for people, like I think you, like you said, some people just have the scarcity mindset, like I can't earn that, I can't win that, nothing like that ever happens to me. But if we can say, hey, this is what you need to do, you need to like talk to 3 people and have them buy the product, and then those 3 people can, you know, add 3 people to buy the product and map it out for them and show them how easy or how they can earn it, and then they'll understand like, okay, well maybe I can do this, and they'll work towards it.
I really think they're gonna make it where you can earn it doing the add 4 retain 3 because right did they start that the last 2 months, you know, the add 4 retain 3. I think they're going to do where the point system is going to be made where if you add 4 and retain 3 and maybe one other little something you're going to earn it. It might be the bare minimum, you might not have all the, you know, the other levels, but you're going to get on the boat.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, that's perfect. So once we can know that for sure, roadmap that out for people, and then they'll be like, of course I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, well then we will put our heads together tomorrow and come up with a plan and launch it immediately. We'll get it launched right away. Shay and I'll talk, and Heather and Laura and Deanna, and we will map it out. We'll just make a plan.
In a week.
Perfect.
Put me down for one. I don't know what day or time yet, but I'll do one a week.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're just going to dig in and we're going to have it to share. And like Heather said, you know, if you reach out to somebody and, you know, we'll continue to, once people give us even an inkling of a commitment that they want to earn the cruise, that to me gives me permission to stay on them.
Yeah.
Do this, like take a minute, you know, it's going to take work. You can't just like walk on the boat. You got to, you know, so we'll put together a plan and we will launch it. I would say we'll have our plan together tomorrow and announce it tomorrow and get going right away. Book club tomorrow. Angie, are we normal time? 12 Central? Perfect. If anybody wants to jump on. Yep, Judy?
I just wanted to make, excuse me, a suggestion. Sorry.
No.
This time right now, these 11 days, even if we can't add people, we can all focus, whether we know the numbers or anything, we can focus on relationship building, getting people connected in and knowing we care, because that's the difference between reaching out to somebody cold and letting them know that you just asked a couple weeks ago about their dog, or you just asked, and that's something we can all fit in here and there, excuse me, as we're going through the chaos of all the other things. If you're not in a position to do the ask to get the products in their hands, then love on them and get you in their mind, so that when you get that talk trigger out, they go, oh, I know who I'm going to go to, or when you lift it, they go, oh, well, she cared. So
yeah, I like that. And I think it's been a while, but it used to be like where weeks were divided up, and it was like, you know, week 1, you focused on this, and it could, it's like a week of love, of like nurturing on people and loving on people. And, you know, so by week 4, you're signing everybody up because so I think that's great. And incorporating that into our work with me's and launching and loving on people. And again, I would even go so far as posting about past leaders retreats on your personal page and sharing those journeys. And I would say, if given permission, if it's shared on the team page, like if I share something, you guys know, if I share something, you can, you know, blast it to Mars. I could care less. Everybody's different, but get permission if somebody has shared their, you know, a leaders retreat experience. Ask permission to share that on your personal page, so that again, as you start making the ask of, or starting to share about the cruise being an option to people, like, oh, is that what you've been posting about? You know, just a thought. The more we put out there, and again, that's also sharing the business, which we know we've talked about. We're great about sharing the product. We're not great about sharing the business. This is a great, easy way to share the business. And if you haven't earned Leaders Retreat a lot, still our stories, still our pictures, still our take whatever you want.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can I just butt in for
Yeah.
a second? I'm sure you can see me because I'm driving in a dark car. However, if anyone, I'm leaving for Norway. I'm leaving September 1st and I'm not home until October 6th, I think. However, if anybody is interested in getting into a routine where they want to do something like early in the morning, like I'm talking like 6:30 a.m., get up and maybe like just get into like the habit of like waking up and, like Judy said, like just love on someone first thing in the morning. And if somebody wants to do that at least once a week, then I can probably, say that I can do that soon. Well, it'd be 12 noon in Norway. I'm 6 hours ahead of you. So I won't be able to log on to the 8 p.m. Zooms because should be sleeping by then, but I can probably, do some day Zooms. And if anybody wants to say like, you know what, I miss waking up first thing in the morning. And if they want some encouragement of that, then, reach out to me and maybe you guys can use me for that. So just let me know. Giving
Thank
my
you.
time up there. You're
Thank you
welcome.
so
Of
much. Thank you
course.
for sharing that. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. So we have a little bit of work to do over the tomorrow, and we'll launch some things. You guys spend some time, whether it's going through your Google Photos and finding pictures. Until last year, right? Leaders Retreat was usually in
October.
October. So if you have Google Photos, you can go to October. That's how I find everything.
Yeah.
And
Most of them are in October because we always had like a Halloween party with them.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
after the pandemic started, we then had one, like, I think the first one was in, I think, March in Orlando. And then after that, it was, I forget.
Yeah. Then it kind of went bananas.
Yeah, that
and
was
now
just
it
random.
will
Yeah.
always, yeah. But now the plan is for an event, a big thing each quarter. So,
Always. Yeah.
but and if you guys look and you find some photos, with me, send them to me so that I can share them. If I have some with me, with you guys in them, we'll share them. That way we can just post the fun community, amazing events that we have.
Yes.
All right. Yay.
Yay.
All right, you guys.
Thank you.
I will talk to you soon. Look forward to some announcements tomorrow. All right.
All right, bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.